Okay, so last week also at the end of the session we looked quickly at study unit 1. So tonight going to recap study unit 2. So study unit 2 looked at graphical information, how we need to use tables. They talked about frequency tables. Within frequency, we looked at how you needed to calculate, and this was ages ago. So this was probably 4 or 5 months ago that we looked at this. Was looking at relative frequencies, cumulative frequencies. We also looked at stem and leaf diagrams, and that's why tonight nearly you'll see again lots of stem and leaf. They love to ask that, so you will get a stem and leaf in the exam. There will be one. You will get, and when I show you the tables, or you will get one on relative frequency or something in that line as well. So that's definitely two questions that you will get in the exam. So this is taken out of a previous paper. Um, the question is, well, they give you the frequency table, and then they ask you a few things on this table. And you can see in here that they ask things on frequency, they ask on relative frequency, percentage of frequency. So the only thing that they didn't ask is cumulative frequency. So in one question, nearly they can ask you anything to do with a certain topic. Okay, so how you need to work out the frequency. So let's quickly see. They ask us which one is incorrect. Okay, so let's first look at few things that I normally know. So if we look at frequency, it is the number. So the frequency of Norman Cape is 37. 37, so that is correct. Okay, so let's look at the frequency of Northwest. Um, Northwest, okay, 70. That should have been 70. Um, what they have given us as the, oh, sorry, let's quickly, is it sharing now?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for telling me. Um, so let's quickly, um, I will quickly take that away, take that away, that away. So let's quickly just go over it again. So when you look at this question, they ask us frequency, frequency, then there's a relative frequency, and the percentage of frequency. So the only one not really being part here is cumulative frequency. Um, when we look at frequency, frequency is like the number. So they could have said to us here, this is the frequency. Okay, so frequency is the number. So if we look at Northwest, the frequency should have been 70. what they have given us here is 70 divided by 15515, which is then a relative frequency. So the first one is actually the incorrect one. But let's just look at the other. So frequency of Northern Cape is 37. Okay, so it's looking at the number. Relative frequency of Eastern Cape 1936. So 1936 divided by 15515 will give you that. So that is also correct. Relative frequency of Gauteng. So where is Gauteng? So 2329 divided by 15515 give you the relative frequency, and the percentage frequency is we look at Mpumalanga, which is 71. We divide it by 15515. Then we actually get a 0,0045 or 46. So that is the relative frequency, but to put it in a percentage, we will need to multiply it by 100. Then if we multiply it by 100, you will get the 0,46%, which does make option D also correct. Okay, so I know this is way back that you guys did this, but yeah, I just want us to start remembering the things that we did way long ago. Okay, so this is when we look at just the pure frequency. They can't really in this one have asked us a cumulative frequency unless they ask us what's the cumulative frequency for two provinces. Then we can add the two provinces, but else it's not like really making sense to have a cumulative frequency in something like this. More if we had certain bands that says 0 to 4, 5 to 9 or something like that, then it is easier to do cumulative frequencies. But on provinces doesn't really make sense to have a cumulative frequency. Okay, so the next one, no stranger to the things, is a stem and leaf diagram, and there is lots of them in the things that I want to show, because there's different ways that we can be asked as well. So this should have been part of the next one when we look at study unit 3, because there's mode, median, and those kind of things in. But I thought let's show you on this one, because this is also more likely that your stem and leaf in your exam will be linked to the chapter 3. So that there's the mean, mode, or even some of the Q1, Q3, or even standard deviation and variances in it. Okay, so they tell us the mean of a daily number of confirmed cases is 70. Let's keep that for last, because I don't want to do a calculation now. I just want to see if I can actually get out of these options one without doing a calculation. And we're looking for which one is correct. Okay, the mode is 70. So mode is the number that occurs the most. So we've got 51, 43, 63, 70, 80, 89, 96. So we don't have a mode because all of the numbers appear once. So the mode is not 70. So it's definitely not correct. The distribution of a daily number of confirmed cases is symmetric. Okay, for it to have been symmetric, it needed to be something like that, the curve. But the curve is actually sitting a bit skewed because you can see the hump is not in the middle of a curve. It is slightly to the right of a curve. So the distribution is definitely not symmetrical. The range is your biggest number minus your smallest number. So 96 minus 31 gives you 64. So the range is also incorrect. Median 70. So median is your number in the middle. So we've got 7 numbers. So 3 numbers to the left of it, 3 numbers to the right of it. So the mean, your median in the middle is 70. So that is correct. We could have then also worked out your mean. So we would have worked it out as the sum of all these numbers divided by the total numbers. So 31 plus 43 plus 63 plus 70 plus 80 plus 89 and last one plus 96 would have given us the sum of the numbers. Sorry, my formula is wrong there. I'll rewrite it now. So 472 divided by 7, it should be the sum of the x's. So the sum of the numbers is 472. There is 7 of them. So if we wanted to work out the mean, it would have been 472 divided by 6, giving us 40 or 67. So again, that first one that we didn't wanted to calculate, in the end, if we calculated it out, it would have shown us it is incorrect in any case. So another way to show that something is symmetric, the mean, median, and mode must be exactly the same. So if we want it to be symmetrical as well, those three need to be the same. And then one could see that the mean was 67, the median was 70. So by that already, it is not symmetrical, and there wasn't a mode. So that already told us also that this distribution is definitely not symmetrical. Okay, we showed it and just in another way as well. So what they can in the exam, you can have one of the relative frequencies, and then suddenly you get a stem and leave, but it's a link between study unit 2 and study unit 3. Okay, so that is also more likely likely to happen. And then a very interesting one that I also picked up from a previous, I think it was last year's assignment, or maybe even the mock exam, um, is that they gave you a set of data and they told us there were 70 job seekers, and you now need to create or look at that data and say which one of these pie diagrams or charts are the correct one. Okay, so how I looked at this one is to say, okay, well, it's it is ranked, so all your blended is together, then all your remote, then all your office, and then all your 4-day week. So that is, you can see that is how all of them are. So I thought, okay, but let's count the office first. That's the least that we need to count. Um, and if we get an answer of the office, we can probably start eliminating. So office, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so 10 of the 70 was office. So let's see how much is 10 divided by 70 is 14%. Okay, so 14% office. So there's a 14%, there's a 14%, 17, so definitely not that one. Here they don't tell us what it is, but remember that needs to be, the pi needs to be 100. So we can work it out by saying 100 minus 24 minus 52 minus 50. So that is also 14. Okay, so with that, just that one, we eliminated one and 3 of the rest is left. Okay, so then the next one I would have done is, it looks like your 4-day week might be the smallest, and we definitely see already there's a difference. So hopefully by going 4-day week, we might eliminate another one. So let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, so 17 out of 70 is your 4-day week. So that is 24%. Okay, so this one can happen, that can't happen. So let's again work out what this percentage is, by saying, well, 100 minus the 50% minus 27 minus 14. So if I work that out, that gives me 29. And we know the 4-day week needs to be 24. So I eliminated that one, and our correct answer is option B. Okay, so just by looking at 2, we didn't need to work out all of them. We could get to the answer that you were looking for. You can do it the other way around as well. You can check if you add all the blended, get one of the answers and see if you can eliminate. Already blended would have been those two, and let's quickly see where so if you took a blended or did blended, that would have been, you could have taken out those two in any case with blended. So again, it doesn't really matter which one you start off with, but you don't need to do all. And I think that is the important thing again for saving time. Just look at one or two and eliminate. Okay. Then the next one was quite interesting. So they give you a set of data. It is ranked, and the data below shows the daily electricity consumption in kilowatt hours for 50 randomly selected households. Use 15 as the lower class limit of a first class to construct a histogram for daily electricity consumption with 6 classes. With X as the upper class limit of a third class, what is the relative frequency of that class? Okay, so this was an interesting one. Right? So 6 classes with 50 as the random, with 15 as the lowest. So what I would have done is to say, what's your top one? So 46 minus 16 divided by 6, because there were 6 classes. So 46 minus 16 gives us 50, divided by 6. So we will probably then, so each class has 5 numbers. So we will start with 15. 15 goes up to what? 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So wait, there is. Okay, so the one thing that, so each class width is 5. And so let's just get that sorted. So that's the first one, second, third. Okay, so we only need to look at that one. So 27 to 52. Okay, and then we need to basically count how many there are and then divide by the 50 to get a relative frequency. Okay, so let's see, from 27, sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yo, that's a lot. Okay, 18 divided by 50 gives us 0.36. Okay, so that was then option B. Okay, so in this one, we needed to work out the class width by saying, okay, what's your maximum? What's your minimum? So we know that the range is 30. They need to give you how many classes. You can't suck that or guess it. They need to give it to you, so that we know um, between which variable or which numbers. They tell us the first one was 15. So 15 to 20, then the next number starts at 21 to 26. Next one starts at 27 to 32. So if we just completed it, let me quickly, and then we would have had the last one of, and we stopped at 56. Okay, so there was only one number. Okay, so that is how we would do this one with the classes. Then they also give us a interesting one. So again, if you look at this, probably let me move that to the next one, because that has quarter one. So I'll rather do it when we look at the first quartile, third quartile, and those kind of things. So let me rather look at this set of data. They give us a number line. They don't. It's not ordered. It's actually also the next one. So it's very difficult nearly to separate study unit 2 and 3, because there's so much in the one that can be used in the second one as well. But let's just see, the smallest number is 32. So there's 3 of them. Then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 33s. 3, 5, and then there's 2 34s. And then they give us that we need to work out mean, median, and mode. Okay, so easiest is to look at this and say, well, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 52s. It's only, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 53s. Wait, I must write neater. 3, there's only 3 52s. That's a 53. So there's 3 52s. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 53. So our mode is 53. So let's look. Okay, can be possibility. No. No. Mode. No. Can be a possibility. Then if we look at where the middle is, so here's 10 numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The median is in the middle of the two. So your median is between 33 and 33. So your median is also 33. Okay, so by just ranking it and looking at the numbers, we got that option A is your right one. Again, yes, we can now go and work out the mean, but that takes time. And and you guys don't have the luxury of time in the exam. Um, so rather nearly eliminate options, and then we don't need to work out the mean. Okay, so another one, they give us a frequency. Um, Now they ask us what is the relative frequency. Okay, relative frequency is looking at that number divided by the total. So the it will be 160 divided by 500. Um, so 160 divided by 500 will give us our relative frequency, which is 0.32. Okay, which is option 5. That 500 is the total, so it can't be. That is just the frequency. Okay, so if I ask us the frequency, it would have been 160, but they ask us the relative frequency, so 160 divided by 500 gives us the relative frequency. Okay, then one that's a stem and leaf. So they tell us the stem and leaf diagram for days to maturity data is shown below, and then they give you a few options. Okay, so let's look. The range is your biggest number, so 86, minus your smallest. So 86 minus 36 is 50. We're looking for the incorrect one. That is correct. The fifth largest number. Okay, so I'm looking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the fifth smallest number would have been 50. Fifth largest number, you need to start from the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The fifth largest number is actually 80. So that one is the incorrect one. Easily to make the mistake that you start at the bottom. That's where I now wanted to start, but then remember that's your smallest number. For your largest number, you need to start at the top. There are 33 numbers, so that will be correct. The mode, one that happens the most. So let's see, 51 is twice, 55 is twice, 64 is twice, 70 is 3 times, so 70 is your mode, and your median, the one in the middle. So if there's 53 numbers, there will be 16, then your 17th number in the middle, and 16 to the other side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, and then 17 is in the middle. So your median is 64. Okay, so again, looking at the stem and leaf, looking at range, median, mode, they could have, but they will not ask you to work out the mean with so many numbers, so that you don't need to worry about. Okay, let's really look at the next one, and we'll end off probably with a number one after this. So consider the data set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 99. Which measure of central tendency is not affected by the outlier? Okay, so central tendency, what are those? So the mean, median, and mode. Okay, so that is the three that can be around central tendency. So let's look at, okay, sample variance. No, it's not one, can't be an option. Standard deviation, not one, can't be an option. Range, not one, can't be an option. So only between those two that we can pick. So if you look at these numbers, so we can definitely now see that 99 is the outlier, because the others are very close, and then suddenly we've got a big jump. So if we worked out the median, remember median is the one in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So your median is 5. If that number was 9, the median would have still been 5. Okay, so for the median, it is not being affected by the outlier. So that is correct. If that number was 9, the mean will definitely be different. Okay, so the mean will be affected. So that is also wrong. Another one that will not be affected is actually the mode. So it wasn't one of the list, but a mode will also not be affected, because the mode is about the one that happens the most. And here, every number happened once. So the mode will also not be affected, but they haven't asked it. Okay, so when you get a set like that, the outlier actually has an impact on the mean, but not on the median or the mode. Okay, last one for the evening. Look at the distribution 42022. So they say it is symmetrical because mean, median, and mode have the same value. So let's see. So first, rank the data. Okay, so that's median. That is mode. So we know the median and mode is the same. Okay, yes, only a few numbers. So let's add it. 0 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 4 is equal to 10. If we divide it by the 5 numbers, we get that the mean is also 2. So mean, median, and mode, all the same. So in this instance, it was symmetrical. Okay, let's just look at the other options. Positively skewed because the value of the mean is greater than the value of the median. Okay, that's not true. If you didn't rank it, it might have been that you would have said yes, because then you might have said, well, the one in the middle is 0. So very important to rank the numbers to get to this conclusion. Negatively skewed, exactly the same, because it will look like everything goes to the 2 or here is a bump. So if you only look at it like this, you can make that assumption. Okay, uniform because of easy calculations. Don't even know what that means, so definitely not. A scatter plot because of the small data set. Okay, but for a scatter plot, you need 2 variables. So we can't use a scatter plot because we don't have 2 variables. Okay, so the one that is correct is we looked at the data, we ranked it, and we saw that the mean, median, and mode has exactly the same number. So because of that, we know that your data set is symmetrical. Okay, so that is it for tonight. Saturday, I'll send you guys. Let me just stop the recording. I will send you a link to the discussion on Saturday. It will be around 11:30 Saturday morning, where we will just cover study unit 8 and 9 again. So for the 1610 guys that remember, you can submit again because you got extension on your assignment because of my UNISA that was down. So I will share a link, hopefully probably tomorrow, so that we can go through study unit 8 and 9 just again for prep. If you still have an attempt available to do study unit 8 and 9. And then next week, we will, in this session, we'll continue with a recap. So we'll go to basically start with study unit 3. And then when assignment 4 was handed in and we got feedback, we'll do a recap of that. For the 1610, what will happen with your last assignment? It will be done online, where, or sorry, you're doing it in any case online, but your last assignment will be very similar, nearly to a mock exam type of scenario as well. But we'll get to that when that is due. I think that is probably due in the next 2 weeks or so. And then after that, we will, if we need to do a catch up, so that we make sure that you guys are prepared for the last assignment, we can build in a recap of 10 and 11 just so that you get enough practice for that as well. Okay, have a good evening, everyone, and then we'll chat on Saturday. Cheers, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.